Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. And real quick before we get started, as always, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for your guys' constant generosity and support to me as always. It really means a lot to me, so thank you guys so much. And if you guys are actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you are interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, loyalty crown badges, you want a special role in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord. But as always, if you choose to do so, thank you so much. Just remember, that's not the only way that you can support me. Just watching the content like you are right now is truly the best way. Liking, subscribing, and commenting, everything really does help, so thank you guys so much. And for today's video, we got an interesting one to cover, just like the title of the video says. Collaboration confirmed. Are free-to-play screwed? We got some interesting things to talk about, so let me scoot on over, and let's put it on screen right here. And as always, we are at the Goddess Victory Nikke Twitter. Collaboration confirmed. Goddess of Victory Nikke x Resident Evil collaboration is confirmed. Who is she? Mystery to be unveiled on the future game show. So they had two teasers, and I'm going to break it down because I rather watch it in a full video. I'm going to react to it, but they're kind of the same. One is just extended. So we'll go through both of them, and then I'm going to break it down because, as you know, I am a big Resident Evil fan. I love this franchise. I grew up with it. I'm a big fan. I don't expect much fan service from this collab. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. That being said, I am going to MLB and everything because I love this franchise. I don't care. I think it's an interesting collab, and I'm excited for it. Now, with that yapping out the way, let's go and react. So first, we're going to watch the first trailer that we saw. And we see Polly. Oh, she's all frightened. Oh, no, she's crying. Oh, no. Yo, they're walking up to a mansion. There's a lot of shit happening in this, like, 15-second teaser. Nikke x Resident Evil collaboration confirmed. There's some interesting stuff in this mansion. It almost gives me Resident Evil 4 vibes. We will talk about that in a little bit because I feel like this is just going to be like a mishmash of a bunch of fun stuff, which I'm all for. I like that. So we'll see. This one is the same trailer, but just extended. So we see a little bit more of like the prayers and stuff, which is interesting. And then we see like this cloud thing again, which looks cool. Now it pulls up to what we saw before with Polly and stuff. So this is cool. Then we see D walking with, I assume it's to be the commander. And we see a bunch of just dead normal units. And then someone pulls a gun on the commander. And then we see Jill Valentine, baby. Jill Valentine is confirmed to be one of the banners. Really excited for that, so that's cool. And then we're back to this. So really, really small teasers, but I want to go back and break it down a little bit just because I really love Resident Evil, so I want to talk about it. Because this is a Resident Evil collab. This isn't necessarily a Resident Evil game collab. Because these prayers, all these people praying, these cultists, it reminds me of Los Illuminados, or probably the equivalent of what's going to be in the collab, praying to whatever this is right here. And that's Resident Evil 4 with Leon. And that's what it's giving me vibes of. So it's interesting seeing Polly here, the ACPU, investigating. So I wonder how that's going to go. But what then gives me Resident Evil 1 vibes is the commander, I assume, and D walking towards this mansion, which reminds me of the Spencer estate from Resident Evil 1, which makes sense that Jill is here, but Jill is wearing her RE3 remake outfit, which I think is cool, but it's interesting seeing a bunch of different things kind of like mishmashed together. And then these dead units, I wonder what happened to them, but here's this cool part. Okay, so a lot of people thought it was going to be the same scene here, but I think this is Ada. Now, this is obvious because if you've played Resident Evil 4, this is a callback reference to this scene where Ada pulls a gun on Leon. This is in the original game and in the remake of Resident Evil 4. So I think that's a pretty cute, you know, mishmash here with the commander having his hands up, looking stacked, with Ada right here with the gloves off. And I think this is Ada and not Jill as a cutoff because there's a weird edit right here, right? And she pulls her gun up at whatever just comes through that door. So she doesn't have her gun on the commander. She's having it on whatever just blasted through that door. And this is Jill with the gloves on. So whoever this was before aiming the gun at the commander didn't have gloves, which is fine for me because I think this is going to be Ada. That hairstyle is definitely reminiscent of her. So I'm expecting it to be Ada and having Jill. I see a little red curtain in the background. You could hope that that's like, oh, red for Ada, right? But no. I mean, this callback scene is too much of a reference. I feel like it has to be Ada, which would kind of make sense that they are here together just in the sense that there is some Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 1 stuff happening in this collab, and I feel like that's a great balance to try to like have a bunch of character fan service and stuff. So I wonder what's going to happen. I like this image with the cultists and like the wolves and stuff with the red eyes. I wonder if Las Plagas is going to somehow be involved here, but this is definitely giving Los Illuminados vibes here with everything. So I wonder how this is going to work. Now, let's talk about release date though. Release date is more of a question mark right now because we really don't know. There is no confirmation yet, and I know this is going to be kind of a tricky subject right now because for a lot of people right now, we are in the middle of a triple banner with Vesti, though they are standard, but we know we have a bunny event coming up. And depending on where this is placed, it's screwed no matter what. Because if this comes next, this just came after a triple banner. If this comes on Halloween, this is before the Annie, so it's even more screwed. If this comes on the release of Resident Evil 9, which happened with Stellar Blade, I'm going to assume that might be the case as well, unless it's Halloween. I think those are the two likely scenarios. But even then, Resident Evil 9 does come out February 27th of 2026. So what I'm going to assume is that one of those two things are going to happen. However, no matter what, we'll have a New Year Pilgrim or Overspec, and then we're going to go into that a little bit after. So either way, it's kind of screwed right now. I'm personally excited because I really like Resident Evil. I know it's kind of up in the air for a lot of people, but I think it's cool. It's interesting. I was hoping to see maybe Rebecca because she is in Resident Evil 1, but it's a little crispy here. But she is wearing her STARS uniform there. And we are seeing her Resident Evil 3 outfit, which looks great. I mean, I love Jill, right? So to me, it's like, it doesn't really matter because I enjoy the design no matter what. I know this one's kind of out of left field for a lot of people, but for me, I really am looking forward to it. I feel like this is more up my alley, even if it's not as fan servicey. I just think it's cool. But we need to talk about something real quick, and that's the amount of banners that we're getting alongside the lack of material and pulls that we're getting. Because we're getting the same amount of multis for having more banners, we're getting more limiteds, not to mention the amount of material it takes to invest in these characters. We need another Drake event, like now. Like, this is ridiculous. We're not getting enough pull income. We're not getting enough materials to try to like incentivize, you know, investing in these characters. So it's a tough time right now. And right now I'm saving a lot of my resources trying to, because I do this for content. I can imagine other people who try to invest all the way, which is insane. So some mixed feelings about this, but overall I'm personally really excited for it. But everybody has their different opinions. That's what makes the life beautiful. Let me know what your thoughts are on this collab. Are you excited? Are you interested? Do you not like it? Let me know. As always, that is going to be it from me. So I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. And as always, thank you so much for the constant support. Take care and have a good one.